The WandaVision Marvel Disney show is going to be quite possibly one of the most different things that Marvel has ever done. Based off of everything that we know so far, it's not going to be like a typical Marvel show or like a typical Marvel movie. It's going to be quite different, and it seems like we know why. As it turns out, the WandaVision series could introduce a major Doctor Strange villain, the one and only Nightmare. According to Charles Murphy, he has heard that Nightmare has already been cast and will be the main villain for Wanda and Vision. But he will also tie into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and be a villain in that movie as well. And this actually lines up with a plot leak that we've heard for the WandaVision series not too long ago with a little bit of a twist to it. Also, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe with notifications turned on, like the video, and leave a comment for your chance to win an Xbox One or a PS4. So, the leak that we heard before about the WandaVision series, for starters, said that it is going to introduce their kids, Speed and Wiccan. But it also said that Wanda is actually going to be in some sort of different reality, and this reality is going to be created by Agatha Harkness. But now, according to Charles Murphy from Murphy's Law podcast, who has been right about a lot of scoops lately, he says that it's not going to be Agatha Harkness, but it's actually going to be Nightmare that creates this alternate reality. And this makes a lot of sense, and it makes much more sense than Agatha Harkness being the one that creates this alternate reality, because we've already had confirmation from Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, that the WandaVision series and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness are going to directly connect with each other. Meaning that the events that happen in Wanda and Vision are going to directly affect the events that happen in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And Nightmare makes a lot more sense in this setting because he is a major Doctor Strange villain. And let's not forget that the director of Doctor Strange, Scott Derrickson, has already mentioned that he wanted Nightmare to be the main villain of the second Doctor Strange film. And then the film's writer, C. Robert Cargill, had indicated that the next film would probably feature Nightmare as the main villain. So Nightmare being the villain of the WandaVision series is kind of bringing that to fruition for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And Nightmare creating sort of a fake alternate reality for the Scarlet Witch makes a lot of sense. That's just what Nightmare does. But this could actually be setting up Doctor Strange to have another villain, and that villain could be the Scarlet Witch herself. And the reason for that is because this alternate reality that she's going to be put in is supposed to be the perfect reality for her. Vision is supposed to be alive and well, and he's supposed to be human. And of course, in this alternate reality, she also has her twin boys as well, Wiccan and Speed. And it's supposed to be like an old sitcom. They're supposed to be this perfect family. But we also heard that the kids are supposed to age very rapidly. They'll go from babies to teenagers within the course of just a few years. So that's a pretty big giveaway that whatever is really taking place in this WandaVision series is probably an alternate reality. And the problem with that is, eventually Wanda is going to find out. And when she finds out that it's all fake, that means she's going to find out that Vision is not really alive and that she really doesn't have kids. The Scarlet Witch in the comics is known for being a pretty unstable character. Now, she does go through a tremendous amount of trauma, but ultimately she ends up losing control multiple times. She's even responsible for creating an alternate reality herself in the House of M series, which is something that they could be leaning to make happen in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, because if you think about the title, Multiverse of Madness, there has to be a multiverse and it has to be very chaotic. And it is probably the Scarlet Witch that has something to do with this. So the Scarlet Witch, at least for a portion of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, could be a villain. Now, of course, Doctor Strange will realize that this was all Nightmare's doing. And from there, he will figure out a way to defeat Nightmare and hopefully bring the Scarlet Witch back. But based off of what we know so far, the Scarlet Witch could be a villain in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So we're getting a major villain from Doctor Strange in WandaVision. And then that villain and possibly the Scarlet Witch as a villain will be heading over to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness to take on Stephen Strange. Be sure to comment with your thoughts about Nightmare entering the MCU and the Scarlet Witch losing control as well. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe with notifications turned on so you can enter my giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox One or a PS4. The winner gets to choose. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.